Garrett here, back in the garage. So there's always about, there's a bunch of cars here at the home shop. And being that it's winter right now and around freezing, a little bit below freezing, the vehicle batteries, they tend to die. So it's really difficult to run extension cords out to these cars. And if I were to run extension cords, then I'd have to have chargers. So that's the problem in and of itself. So the other option would be to pull the battery out of the car, bring it into the house and charge it, which is time consuming, right? Don't want to do that. So the best option would be to jump the car or truck with the portable pack. So this is the Booster Pac ES5000 I got from the nice people at NAPA. And let's open up the box here. So this here, it's a fairly heavy duty unit. This is 18 pounds and it runs a lead acid battery. Unlike a lot of the smaller units that run lithium ion, this lead acid battery has 400 cold crank amps. It has heavy duty 4-gauge cables. These are 43 inches long, and it has heavy duty jaw clamps. So this is a quality piece. So this is good for jumping several vehicles. Some of the smaller units you can maybe jump one or two. They have a duty cycle, they'll power up. This has constant power out of the unit as soon as you attach it to the vehicle. So this is kind of where you want to be at. So you can charge this two different ways. There's a jack in the back. You can charge that with the provided charger. So the charger should be in this box here. You got a charger, AC charger, plug into the wall. So this one, you can actually leave it in indefinitely. So it's not going to overcharge the Booster Pac. So nothing to worry about there. Leave it plugged in all the time. It doesn't matter. When you first get it, it's not a bad idea to charge it overnight or just leave it charged indefinitely. The green light will come on when it's charged. Right now, this is at full capacity. We got 3 red LEDs. The other option for charging would be this 12 volt cigarette lighter style plug-in. So this guy here, one word of caution, there's no automatic shut off for charging when you're using this. So you plug it into the front. This other side you can plug into your vehicle. Say you're cruising down the highway in your truck, you plug this in, you can charge the battery pack. So it's gonna go up red bar by red bar, and once it hits charged, according to the instruction manual, you can charge it for another 1 to 2 hours, and then you gotta unplug it. So if you don't unplug it, you're gonna cook the battery inside the ES5000. But that's not the end of the world. Unlike a lot of the other battery packs, this one here is very popular. It's gotta be one of the most well-known battery packs. You can actually replace the internal battery in this unit. So this is probably going to be the last Booster Pac you're ever gonna buy, just for that fact. And that's another reason why I really like this compared to the smaller units. Because at work, in a regular shop, these small ones, you use them once, use them twice, they're dead. Then you have to leave them on the charger constantly, and somebody always forgets to plug it back into the charger. So this one here with the giant battery inside, well, compared to everything else, this is good for several car starts, depending on the size. Anywhere from, you could probably easily get a dozen starts, but if you had a small vehicle, 4-cylinder, probably get a couple dozen, 3 dozen, 2-3 dozen starts out of it without issue. Depends on how dead they are and how big of an engine, what kind of compression, everything else. But a lot of variables, but this is gonna last quite a while. So if you want consistent starting power, this is what we recommend. And the only time you end up having to replace it is when you leave it in the trunk or under the hood. Not under the hood, but if you leave it in the trunk of a customer's car, they drive off, you forget about it, you don't know where it went. That's pretty much the only time that we were replacing these units. Awesome piece. So I definitely recommend this. Now let's go test it out on a big old 6-liter V8. All right, so let's get set up here, one-handed. Okay, so a couple quick tips. Ideally, you're wearing your safety glasses like so. I've been wearing them the whole time. I tend to do it as habit. It's just a good practice. It's a good practice. So what you want to do here is find the points to hook it up to. The red is the positive, the black is the negative. So red is always first connected and last removed. Most cars will have a stud, most modern cars, where you can hook the positive to. The negative goes to a good chassis ground. Ideally, you don't hook it up to the battery. That's another reason why I'm wearing the glasses here, is because there can be gases around the battery, and when you put on the negative here, you could get a spark and an ignition. So ideally, you do not put this black negative onto the battery itself. So let's go ahead and hook it up. So this vehicle actually happens to have a stud right by the alternator where I can hook the positive to, but it's not bad to hook the positive directly to the battery. It doesn't really matter. That's the first connected. Like I said, first connected, last removed is the positive. Now the negative here, there's a big old bolt right by the alternator. I'm gonna connect it to that. If I were do it to the battery, I would kind of waft the air away from it just in case, but this is a sealed battery. Most cars have sealed batteries. You're not gonna have a problem, honestly. It's not that scary. It's not scary at all. So I hooked that to the stud, and actually I did get a pretty big spark there. So right now, being what it is, lead acid battery, this pack is charging this battery. So there's no duty cycle. It's not cycling on and off. It's actually transferring power right now to the battery, and I can let it sit here till the power balances out. But I want to see if it starts. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over and start it. Make sure this is nice and secure. I know, maybe not really secure, but it did start. I would have laid it down normally. Okay, I'm gonna shut it off. Okay, so that's pretty much in action. So to disconnect, you're gonna want to undo the negative first. And good practice, always store your cables. And then remove the positive. And that's basically it. The only other thing, I just grabbed this out of the truck. And this is pretty self-explanatory, but you can also charge other accessories, 12-volt accessories. These step down to 5 volts, but you can plug these in. This is a USB, or you could do an actual cigarette lighter. It's possible. I've been known to run a power inverter to keep my laptop charged, and I do often find the need to run the laptop in the cars, so it works out really well. So there you have it. That would conclude the demo of the Booster Pac ES5000 quality unit. Check it out for yourself. Like I said, I got this one from NAPA. Really quality product. Thanks for watching. Peace out.